Good morning, everyone. Well, it's a bright, sunny Arizona morning, and it's time to do an update on the garden and show you folks what I've been doing and how things are growing and what kind of successes we're having so far. Anyway, I got some peppers the um, from the feed store. They're doing well. Two different kinds, mild ones. Potatoes. These are the things in the bags. We're experimenting with the potatoes, some in the bags, some in the ground. We're seeing if we can actually grow some potatoes. The comfrey plant is doing just fine. And come over here, we're going to take a look at, I've got still some comfrey in pots here. I've got one little grape over there that's looking like she's still alive. It was growing some roots. So a little bit of a workstation. I'm going to have to clip back some of the spinach. The spinach is doing well. Really well, but it's looking like it wants to bolt, even though it's not supposed to bolt that fast, but that's all right. I've got my Swiss chard, a few radishes growing. The cauliflower is doing fine in the pots. Here, when it gets hot and the cauliflower hasn't produced yet, the cauliflower will go into the shade room. I've got a few herbs in here, and these are doing just fine over here. This is a worm house. And I just put stuff in it to feed the worms, so it's really ugly in here. But this is a worm house. This is what keeps this bed so alive and well and productive. Is I've got a lot of baby worms in here right now, so I gave them something to eat, and that just stays there. And when you dig down in here, you find worms. Well, not right now, but almost every time I've done anything, I've found worms in there. So I've got another one right here, a small one. Then we've got over here in row 1, my cabbages are heading up. All of them are starting to make heads. So in a month, I'll be harvesting cabbages. So that'll clear out this row, but oh, I'm just so happy my cabbages are heading up. We're getting warm in the day, but the nights are staying cool. So the cabbages are still happy. On the end here, I've got some dahlias coming up. Comfrey from last year coming back. And I've got a couple of, these are volunteer tomatoes. I'm not exactly sure what they are, but I did some culling. I had some extra bags, so they went into there rather than into the main garden. And I've got them scattered around, and we'll see how it is. Now let's turn around and talk about the next row. This is row 2. And the onions are doing just fine. These were some little onion sets I got from the feed store also. We've got the occasional sunflowers coming along, so that's a good thing. So, little Titus melon. This is where those volunteer tomatoes were. This is supposed to be cucumbers, but the cucumbers died, and these little tomatoes started growing, so I let them grow. Got more cucumbers. That's a potato plant that's going to have to come out. These cucumbers are doing well, and it looks like, I'm not sure. Oh, that's either beans, but I think that's a piece of comfrey right there. Now, I thought the comfrey plant was over there a little farther, and I thought I'd killed it, but okay, real good. Apple tree's doing well. Did not bloom this year. We're happy about that because it needs to put in better roots. Next year, we'll look forward to that. Ooh, look it, we got a spider. We have a visitor. We have a spider eating nasty things. Did you see it?
No.
It's crawling on there. And that's good. You eat all the bugs that are going to eat that. So anyway, a piece of sunflower and a zucchini, rapanazzi or whatever. The broccoli is probably a little ways away. But anyway, but this zucchini is doing really well. I'm trying to get it to go that way towards this so that it will climb. And I'll get there eventually. So, but the rest of this broccoli is doing well. I've got some probably zinnias coming up in the middle there because I planted stuff over. My little Johnny Jump Up is doing well. I don't know, but everything I plant right over here seems to like it. So I must have done something right here because other Johnny Jump Ups are not doing so well, but that one's doing fabulously right next door to it. And this is the next row over. And this is, I've got comfrey, asparagus. I lost one of the asparaguses that was like this that fell over, but the crown is giving me another one. I've got another little asparagus coming up right there, so the crown's not dead. So I will fertilize it well. Tomatillo's over there. Peach is dead. I've got another little zucchini coming along here. And the pansies are blooming again. I've got basil and sunflowers, and the peas are going to do just fine. I've got tomatoes coming up, and I'm happy because these are the Mexican tomatoes. That's a paste tomato that I got out of the feed store, and then these are beefsteak tomatoes, Colorado beefsteak tomatoes. So I use these little caps here to cover up the small tender plants so the birds don't come and eat them, because at this stage the birds will come and eat them. So I got to keep them covered till they get a little bit bigger, and then the birds won't come and eat them. Alright, so that's what I use those for anybody out there that's having problems with birds. These little baskets, they come in the smalls and they come in the talls, and you get them at Dollar Tree. Dollar Store or Dollar General doesn't work, but Dollar Tree has these. They're $1.25 a piece. They last for years, and they are some of the best additions to the gardens I've ever had. So anyway, in my tires, I've got red onions here. I've got beets over there. And I've got white onions here. This is more cauliflower that will get moved. The mint is doing fine. It's time to do a harvesting on the mint and get that dried out, chop it back. So anyway, coming down here, as you can see, the garlic is doing great. We've been cutting off the scapes that are coming along. I just got done doing some of that this morning and getting rid of some of the scapes so that they will set bulbs and stuff. They got fertilized yesterday, and so they're all going to be real happy, and we're going to have some nice garlic here probably by the 1st of July. I would say sometime in there. This is supposed to be lettuces that have not done well. I need to start the lettuces individually in trays. The seeds just aren't staying wet enough to germinate. And over here I've got Danae watermelons, sunflowers. I've got a dahlia coming up over there, and I've got yellow squash coming up in these other ones here. There's another yellow squash there. Another little volunteer tomato got stuck over into here. And then these are, no, those are the Titus green melons. These are the Danae watermelons. These are Hopi melons, and these are Danae melons. So we're trying to stick with those kinds of things that are native to this area because the other stuff just doesn't do so well. So I'm going with the things out of Vibrant Earth Seeds in Cortez, Colorado. And they're a seed bank, and they do open pollinated seeds, and so far so good. We will see when harvest comes. This row of potatoes, and then of course in the back there's the Jerusalem artichokes, which are doing just fine. So we're going to have both those and the potatoes, and those outproduced the potatoes. Year one, they produced me more actual food than the potatoes have ever done, because the potatoes get to be about that big, and then they quit. And I don't know why, but that's what they do here. But the Jerusalem artichokes, I'm getting big old tubers out of here, and I sold a bunch at the craft show and had a great time. So anyway, it was real good. We've got our tomatillos are coming along well, so we'll be able to make some nice salsa. I have one piece of cilantro that's doing okay, and I will plant some more cilantro. And the peach tree is dead, probably because, well, when we opened it up, there was not a lot of root ball on there. So when they dug it up, they probably killed it at the nursery when they bagged it up to put it away, because there just wasn't enough root ball in there. And we babied that thing and everything, and it's dead. So there wasn't enough root to give it any kind of life, unfortunately. So that's sad, and that's an investment down the tubes, because of course, you know, they don't take them back and anything like that. So It's kind of difficult, but it's part of gardening up in these areas. And when you buy bare root trees, sometimes it's a crapshoot. And when you buy trees that aren't bare root, sometimes it's a crapshoot them too, and you pay twice as much for it. So, you know, I'm out $30, but at least it was only $30 and not 60 or 80. But anyway, that's the garden so far. Why don't we go over and we'll look at the grapes and we'll look at what I'm doing over there for the sorghum. Back in a second. Okay, we're down here where we had Mike's experimental Luna garden last year. We're going to be revamping it. We had some successes, we had some failures, but anyway, we're going to put our grape arbor down here, and we've got a nice little, this is a Niagara, and we got it as bare root, and it's doing just fine this year. This is our first year with it, which means it's probably year 2 or 3 for that plant. But anyway, it's doing real well. We dug holes nice and big for the grapes. Those holes were this big, and then we put all kinds of stuff down in the bottom of it, cow poop and compost and worms and all kinds of good stuff, and then mulched them real well, and they're very happy. They've been in for about a month now. So Mike did all of this fence work here, and he's going to show you a little bit about that in another clip. But this is the grape that we had last year. This is a pink Reliant grape, and as you can see, we've got clusters of grapes coming on it. Last year we didn't let it bloom or do anything like it because it was our first year here, so this is probably a 3-year plant, maybe even 4, don't know, but you know, it's our second year with it, and it's doing real well. It's growing, it's lush, it's putting on all kinds of things, so we're real happy with that. And again, it's in a hole that about this big with all kinds of goodies down in it. So just use a little bit of native wood here to help support it. So anyway, you use what you've got. Now, this year, for this area here, I'm going to use it for my corn and for sorghum. And I'm making lunas, and I'm filling them in with the cow manure that's all nice and aged. I'm going to get it wet and soaked down here. A little later today, I'm running a load of laundry, and I'm just going to dump the laundry water right on here and get it all nice and soaked. I'm going to make another one over there because I'm going to have one in sorghum and one in a different kind of corn this year. We're trying the Painted Mountain sweet corn variety. It was developed by the same people that developed the Painted Mountain, which is a short season colored dent corn. They used various varieties of the native corns from all over the United States to develop a corn that would mature in 90 days in higher altitudes. So if you have it's a nice short season corn, and it does a fabulous job. Grew it in Idaho, grew it here last year and the year before. We're so good. We love that corn. We have let it open pollinate with the stuff that we got from the Hopi and the Dene up here. And so we're hoping to develop our own variety that's a little bit shorter season and all of that other stuff, and hardy for this area. But I'm going to be putting in the sweet corn variety of that in the next little Luna that I'm going to make. That's going to look like this. I just have to continue to dig it out. But even though it's the end of May, I'm okay with getting these things started now and not having it over there, because this is all shorter season stuff. The sorghum will be done late October. They plant sorghum in our area for fodder, so they plant a different variety, but this is the sweet sorghum, and we're going to be planting seeds that we saved from the sorghum from last year. And I've already done some test germinating, and it's probably 60% viable. and I'm going to be planting according to that. And so we'll be, the next time we do an update, we'll probably be able to see the sorghum growing. Anyway, folks, that's garden update for us. End of May, and it's getting warm out here. Summer is finally here. We're looking forward to maybe getting some rain this weekend. If we do, great. If we don't, well, you know us. We just keep trucking right along. Anyway, thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you the next time. Bye.